everybody, and we are back with our Chronicles. So hi everybody here. Hello.
Hello.
Good, you're not muted. Just checking. Because yeah, technical issues always going to be a thing. But hi everybody, we are back with Chronicles, and this is I think our third game. Third different game. Okay, cool. I can just count. So our third game, we're playing Pendragon, which is from Chaosium. Pendragon is, well, if you got into role-playing, into D&D for, like, to play knights and slay dragons and stuff like that, yeah, you don't really find that in D&D. You do find it in Pendragon because it is all about playing knights. So instead of PCs being like player characters, it's actually player knights. So PKs is the terminology. This is the 6th edition. This is Greg
Was that
Stafford.
TPKs? Is the
No. PK. Not TPK. PK. Player Knight. TPK, that was Alien. We'll get past that. We didn't technically add deaths to the counter for Alien, for the ending for that. But so this is what we're playing. This is the quick start. This is the essential teaser for what is coming out next month. And this was available last year at GenCon. This is not really available anywhere else, but it's a nice little teaser, and apparently this is actually like the first scenario in the starter box coming out next month. So we're playing the sword tournament, and the rules are pretty simple. And how was the rules described in our session 0 last week?
I believe it was Price is Right rules, where it's as close to without going over.
Yeah. So Price is Right rules, they're not wrong. The idea here is we're rolling d20s. And it's the D100 basic role-playing system you're familiar with, called Cthulhu, condensed into d20s, but you roll as high as you can, but still get under. If you equal the number, then you win big, and that's your critical. If you roll 20, well, that's a failure. Well, that's a critical failure, actually. If the target number goes over 20, you can't critically fumble, but your critical pass is anything over the 20 with the modifiers, so to speak. So that's how that kind of works. That's pretty much about it. You also have passions for your character. Every character has passions which they can call upon to drive them further, but they can also get some backlash, and they can get melancholy and other bits and pieces if they critically fumble them. But it does give you bonuses. Other than that, I think that's about it for the rules wise. The setting is and I'm going to try to find it again. What time period are we? We are, I believe, the year. I've got to get that up again.
510 AD.
510 AD.
In Londinium.
The 9th day of January, to be precise. The cold, grey-laden skies of winter mirror the mood of the land. None have worn the crown of Longress since the death of King Uther 15 years ago. The last Kai King of Britain, Uther's brother Aurelius Ambrosius, died 30 years ago. All Britain suffers under the depredations of rampacious, ambitious barons and opportunistic raiders. The player knights have gathered to Londinium to attend the grand tournament, the first of its kind, shortly after the new year. Londinium is far and away the largest settlement of all Britain, and the most remarkable pit of filth and inequity the young knights have ever seen. Its claustrophobic lanes swim with garbage and offal, and burghers and guildsmen of the city seem to have little respect for the knights and their station. The cads, that is. Fortunately for them, the player knights, along with the other entrants of the grand New Year's tournament, have encamped themselves outside the city, each knight possessing their own tall tent in colours of their own to match their heraldry. The unwashed masses, and more than a few knights and squires amuse themselves with behorts of bear baiting and other martial games, but most of the lords in attendance are focused on the big grand prize. The winner of the upcoming tournament will become the High King of Britain. The tournament itself is a grand melee of sort, a mock battle fought with rebated blunted weapons, which some praise while others dismissively mock. Strolling the streets of Londinium inevitably takes you to the grand pile of St. Paul's Cathedral, a massive Roman basilica. In the courtyard sits a remarkable sight, a sword driven into an iron anvil set atop a rock. You find yourselves here. The rock bears an inscription from long ago. You find yourself in a massive crowd of unrespecting peasants. Are you as a group or are you individuals? I know we totally skipped the introductions. I want to try something new.
I would be amongst the other competitors.
Yeah, I'd be hanging out amongst the competitors.
I would not be intimidated by their small stature.
Small stature. Ooh.
I feel like I would be the same, sitting, but like a little bit higher up, sitting out watching everybody.
So sitting on what, horseback in the city?
No, I meant like he's gonna get to a higher place, like, and just watch.
Oh, like a like Hawkman in the Thor movie.
I'm going to assume yes. I haven't seen it.
So the archer in the nest above the sniper's nest is what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are the archer. What do you carry into the city? I mean, I asked this, but I will point this out as well. Peasants in the city and townsfolk, they can carry a dagger with them because that's a tool, it's not a weapon. But a knight is allowed a sword, even in court. I mean, only on special occasions is it allowed to be even taken off you. So, do you wear weapons in the city?
Of course.
Yeah, I would have my arming sword with me.
I think I definitely would.
We're talking just sword, not bow or great axe or other weapons of war, but the arming sword is a weapon of station. Is a signifier. Signifier? That is totally wrong, but it's close enough, and we're going with it. A signifier of a station. So you're kind of offered away and watching from a vantage point. Maybe on a cart or something, maybe?
Yeah.
What about Sir Avalok? What's Sir Avalok doing?
I'm just hanging out.
Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watching what's going on. Why are all these people here?
Well, all these people here because the sword is in the stone, and like you see, and there's so many knights in town for the first time in years that you see an elderly knight. He looks like he's been drinking since the start of the day. Move himself through the crowd, just not gently, but just like move through the crowd and just push anyone that's out his way. Looks like he's in his maybe 40s and 50s, and looks like he's maybe been drinking since dawn. It's maybe midday already. Big beard and like a little bit disheveled, just pushes people out and starts walking up the steps of the basilica to the sword. The crowd although initially annoyed that they'll push out the way, starts laughing at him and mocking this knight. Still nothing?
Mhm.
I'm still watching. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like all I've seen is a dude walk
Yeah, okay.
and some people yelling.
He goes and says, I will be the next king of Brittany, and starts reaching, like, puts his hand on the sword and starts trying to draw this weapon from the anvil and stone, and struggles, then reaches down and gets both hands onto it and starts moving and straining. You can see like the strain in his face, and the crowd are just jeering and mocking. A cabbage gets thrown. Just misses him. A tomato doesn't, though. Hits him square in the chest. The crowd roars again. What are people's proud ratings?
14.
That's pretty prideful.
Yeah.
Do you think you should be the next king? I mean,
Oh, for sure.
surely you're worthy of it.
Londinium needs a strong king, and that is what I will deliver.
What about Dane Tomorrow? How prideful.
16.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm a 7, so I'm just like, hey, cool, whatever. Yeah.
I'm very, very much. I'm above these other people, obviously.
Wow.
And watching these fools waste their time when obviously someone else is going to come in and take the reins.
Well, shouldn't that be you?
Of course.
It's right there.
It is. I'm a bit reckless, so I was sent here for a reason.
This is not
Might as well go and
this is not being modest.
try my luck.
This is not about being modest. You are proud.
Yeah.
You're with 16 in pride. Your modesty is only 4.
I'd go. She got up to watch mostly, but now she's seeing more and more people fail, and she's like, hooligans. I can obviously go and attempt to pull it, or I will pull it.
Like, surely it's not going to release to a drunkard.
Yeah, I'm much prouder than they are. I could probably do it. Once it like clears out a little bit, she wants people to look at her, but she wants to be the only person in the center when she goes up and tries to pull the sword.
You find your timing. I mean, there's not like a lot of knights doing it, but they take their turns doing it. Not all of them are just pushing people out the way. I mean, surely a dame, a lady knight, might be able to just gently have the crowd part.
Well, might as well. She's going to very not gently, but very like, what's it called? Like harshly, like jump from the cart she's in, like making making sure people who are close to her know she's present, and she's going to march forward.
You want to get people's attention.
Of course.
I mean, could that be a dancing?
No.
No, to get attention. Well,
no.
How are you going to get their attention?
There is such a thing as orate and other things you can do.
That'll be in movement.
Let me think here. I had no idea.
Anything at all?
No, she's not going to try and get other people's attention. She's just going to walk up and go forth, because I don't know what role that's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got a number in mind. Roll a d20.
Mm.
I would assume if you're walking up with like a stride, it would be dancing.
And does the crowd part for you?
I got a 6.
You got a 6. Well, that's not the number I had in mind. So describe how you fail. Describe
No.
what happens.
Well, hang on. Remember, low is good.
Yeah, but I said I had a number in mind. And
And
low is not
dancing's
good.
8.
Under is good.
Yeah.
But hitting the number is what we're looking at here. We want to hit the specific
Well, that would
number.
be a crit. That would be a crit. Under is just a success. She would have succeeded on doing it.
In this,
if it's under your number.
In this, it's like there's a number I have,
Yep.
which you need to try to hit.
Or be lower than.
No, you need to hit in this circumstance. Not everyone can take the sword from the stone.
Oh, hang on. Is she rolling to pull?
No, I'm rolling to get
Okay.
to the
Crowd.
Okay,
Yeah.
get to the crowd, then yes. But you need to describe how you're trying to do it. This is kind of the thing. So I thought that was the pull. Okay.
No, I haven't pulled yet. This was
Okay.
me attempting to make people look at me as I walk through the crowd.
Maybe in curtsy? Courtesy?
Yeah, I'm like being very like pretending to be modest and stuff. Like, I'll just try my luck a bit, maybe.
So you have a courtesy of 7, so a 6 passes that. And you excuse me, you're like, and they'll gently part for you instead of having to be pushed, and they're less abrasive than they were to the previous knights that you've seen.
Of course, I'm very nice. I don't know why anyone think otherwise. All right, and then I'm gonna pull to try and pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that a strength?
No, this is I have a number in mind. You need to get the number.
Okay, I'm probably not gonna get that number, but I got 4.
Okay. So you pull the you go to this thing, and everyone's attention's now on you. A lady knight, like even some of the lords and knights are like, oh my god, no way, a lady can't be our king. That's impossible. And they start going up, like they start almost joining the peasants in like what the peasants were mocking for them. They're trying to mock you, but the peasants are actually more apprehensive, like, oh, really? And you start pulling and you start one hand is not going to be enough. Do you give up with one hand?
Nope.
The other hand starts pulling as well. It's not budging.
I'm very prideful, but at the same time, I'm very honest. So while this, and I'm very also, brave and willing to take the hits, So I'm like, maybe that drunkard soiled it for me or something or other, but I'll try again later.
Yeah.
I walk off and I bow again. I like curtsy again to the sword, and
I'll give you a check to do all right, to try to dismiss it off.
Yeah, 6.
A 6 again. I think you're already 7. Yes, that is a pass.
Yeah.
You say like, oh, the drunkard like must have stuck it in and like made it even harder, and the drunkard, who's now off to the side, just like looks even worse than he previously was, and a few of the others are laughing at him now instead of you, and the crowd is on your side. I mean, they weren't against you for the most part, but they're on your side with it, and they're against the other knights. Do anyone else want to try?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try for sure.
How do you make your way through the crowd?
I'm just gonna be like pushing people out of my way and just being like, it's my turn. I got this.
So you just push them through.
Mhm.
Yep. You get up to the steps. The crowd had that same reaction as before of like anyone that's rude to them, they'll be rude back. They don't care that you're a knight or a dame.
Yeah.
To you,
That's
you've
okay.
just got a sword at your hip. They don't care.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again, I've
They'll
got a
respect
number.
me when I'm king.
14 isn't the number I have in mind.
Oh, unfortunate.
Sir Avalok,
Wow.
what are you
yes.
doing during this? Are you
So
are you mocking the other knights? Or
no,
the
no,
other
no,
dames?
not
Or...
not yet, not yet. So after he's done, I make my way up and I look at the sword and I turn to the crowd and say, all these knights here trying to pull this sword from the stone obviously must not be that confident in their skills at battle if they are trying for the easy way out of becoming king and not winning tomorrow's tournament. And I'm going to roll an R8 to try
to mock the other knights and ladies
to
and
mock
dames.
the other knights and ladies.
Huh.
Please get good. 7
Yeah,
out
so
of...
I have R8 of 12.
God, he's good at it.
Oh yeah, I'm real good at orating.
So
Is
you...
that contested or is it just...
No, why would it be contested? He's just
okay,
making a fool out of you all.
Yeah, saying
Yeah,
that you guys are trying the easy way out by trying to attempt to pull a sword from a stone instead of trusting your skills in battle.
The other knights just look at you and it's like, how dare you? Like, and they start going off at you and they start trying to... Again, the crowd's on your side. Like the knights are outnumbered. They have weapons, but they're outnumbered, and the crowd is certainly on your side. Are you going to try to push the crowd further, or are you going to try to keep it at that?
Well, no, because I'm not vengeful.
Mm-hmm. But you enjoy mocking them.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want... I will give you a spoiler if like, and put this in Discord just because I want to see your live reactions to this. This is what is written for this section. I just wanted your live reactions on screen of this section.
Okay. Well, that's stupid, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I'm to tell you that I'm thinking of a number. I'm just not telling you which number. But I'm just showing the players what the number is. So, the crowd keeps going. Like this is going to be going all week for the tournament. For like when all the nights are here, people are going to be here all week. What are you doing in the city, in the town? Like where are you headed to?
Okay, so I know what I am now going to roll an indulgence check. An indulgence check.
Where are you going to indulge yourself?
Yeah, so that's a 5 out of 17. And I'm going to then invite other knights to a tavern to drink because one of my passions is hospitality and I will pay for it.
I will join in that.
Even though they failed and I mocked them, I offer the other knights to then come join and revel in a bit of drinking at a pub. My share.
I can be forgiving.
She my Tamara likes hospitality, but Tamara also has things to do.
But you're not temperate or indulgent. You're in between. So for those watching, by the way, each character has traits and they're linked. So there's chaste and lustful that are linked. So they're out of 20. So if one has 5, the other has 15. In this circumstance, temperance and indulgence are 10 and 10. So
or 4 and 16.
4 and 16 for Avalok.
Yeah, I'm not one for drinking. I got crap to do.
Oh, I will join drinking
So,
for sure.
yeah, I introduce myself. I am Sir Avalok. It is a pleasure to meet you. You definitely looks like your size will be a benefit to you on the battlefield, my lady.
And I am called Dame Huenhilda. And my size will definitely conquer those in my path to the throne.
Excellent. Let's go get drunk.
yeah.
Oh boy.
And I say, a shame you won't be joining us, my lady, but it is a pleasure to meet you as well.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Well, we'll move to Dame Tamara. What's Dame Tamara up to in the city?
Okay. So I was sent here very specifically with my lady giving me some like vague warnings of saying I should go witness something that's gonna happen here this week. So she is definitely like she's super devoted to her lady lord, super like
Liege Lord.
willing to basically do whatever she wants me to do. And she says I need to witness something. So essentially what Tamara's gonna do any free time is essentially either A, you watching anybody who's pulling up that sword, or canvassing everywhere to be like, what has been some recent changes? Have new people come here? Who's in the tournament? What's going to be this big change that she wants me to witness? Because I need to witness it, so I need to go look for it to witness it.
Interesting. So you're being very suspicious and very observant. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, some people are definitely going to think I'm a spy, which I kind of am. But like, this is more like she's so devoted that she's like, my lady told me I had to go watch something here, so I'm going to go find the thing she wanted me to watch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's weird, but yes, understandable.
Yeah, she's a weird lady.
So, do you want to do a devotion roll for me for a passion?
Yeah.
To see if you can get a bonus to what's going on, to observe. Because you're following orders, because you're so devoted.
I think it would be homage.
Homage.
Yeah.
It's homage.
Homage is for my lady. Devotion is for my goddess.
Yeah. It's...
Oh,
it's not a
crit fail.
Not a crit fail, yeah. But you get awfully close. You needed a 15 out of that 19.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to focus on things, and you keep on hearing something that's just like you saw an old man walking strangely through the crowd. Like he's just as you're watching everything. He's not walking straight. Like it's almost as if he's watching as well. And you only see like a glimpse of this person every now and then. You don't really see them fully, but there's someone else almost doing the same. But you don't catch them fully, and like when you look back, they're not there.
I'm noting down that old man. Like, my lady is a very mysterious person. And noting him down, he's like, that dude's out of place. Every time I see a glimpse of him, I'm gonna watch him, because I'm like, that's the one who I have to, that's probably the dude.
Someone will pass by and interrupt your vision, then they're not there.
This guy's a wizard. Freaking wizard. Why'd you send me to a wizard?
I'll be seeing wizards.
Gosh dang it, a wizard. Yeah, I'll just...
Can I get an awareness roll,
very
please?
much.
But can I get an awareness roll?
Yep. Let me remember what
you have failed your passion.
Yep.
Which does link to this. So we can do passions the easy way or the hard way. Easy way is if you pass, you get +5, critical +10, fail -5, critical -10, or we can go into like melancholies or another bits and pieces, which is the more difficult. Which way would you want to try?
Whichever one helps me with the nat 1 I just rolled.
That one's a pass?
Really good.
Yeah, it's technically a
It's a
pass since my
pass.
awareness is
Well,
10.
even with the
Yes,
minus,
even with the
minus
the
5?
or the +5, it would be because she failed.
I
Yeah.
passed. My awareness was 10.
Yeah. So you pass. You hear talk, and it's like from the peasant folk as they're passing by. As like two people pass your cart. It's like I hear that sorcerer Merlin's in town. I heard that. I was one that says I heard that he was responsible for the death of the old king. That he was born from Satan himself, and he's only here to ruin our kingdom of Brittany. It's bad news that sorcerer is afoot.
Ah, yes. Gosh dang it. Okay. Very. Thank you for that. She would say in her head, basically be like, oh, thank you for that information. I know who that freaking old man is.
Can I also get you to do a suspicious or
Yeah,
a
so
trusting? Which one would you want to go?
Well, my suspicious and trusting are both 10.
Mm-hmm.
So doing either or is going to be the same.
I would say in this circumstance, and I'll tell you why afterwards, that it'd be trusting.
Okay.
A critical
That's a crit.
success.
Hey.
Okay, so it would have been crit either way because you're both the same. But the trusting side is because you are a pagan. Your religion is pagan, and so you hear like your opinion of Merlin is different from what was said. Like he was born from Satan. It's like no. He's a druid. To you, he's one of the last. He's the last of the druids. And although his behaviors are mysterious and sometimes contradictory to what most people think, he has only the best interest of Britain.
Yeah, my lady is, in tune. I don't want to say in. I was going to say in tune, but that's not the right wording.
Could be.
More like they're weird co-workers. So yeah, I was like, good thing that he's in town. Obviously something's going down, and it's nice that my lady sent me here to go watch it.
But if
Now, if he gets into any mess, she would immediately go and, I guess, help him. At least from his reputation that she knows it, and also their religions and stuff, and the notes that her lady gave to her.
Mm-hmm. But if
she's like, watch out for the trouble. If he needs help, I will go help him. This must be what I was sent here for.
And if you keep on seeing this mysterious stranger, who you're assuming is this Merlin character, but he seems to be around this area, maybe you're in the right position. But anyway, let's move off to the hospitality of Sir Avaloch and the dozen or so knights plus squires which follow. Mind you, you do have squires. They do deserve a name. That's actually written in the text that they deserve a name. But you do have a squire each. They do rudimental things. They might be out setting up your camp right now or tending to other things outside the city in your campsite. Or they may be with you. It's up to you. But the Dame Dame Hills, or Quen, I'm not going to be able to pronounce the whole thing, and Avaloch find themselves in the Salty Bint, a bar in Londinium, with about a dozen or so knights and apprentices or squires, and drinking up the storm. I will also point out that some of you have blue armbands and some of you have red armbands. All of you are part of the blue team. You have a blue armband. You're part of the blue faction. We'll get into that
Blue team
later.
rules.
Okay. And you're drinking with pretty much both sides and just being hospitable and having fun. I like you're shouting drinks. And food. What else is going on? Like what else are you providing?
Yeah, drinks and basic food. We'd probably have a bit of a sing-along.
Is there a band playing? Is there music, a minstrel in the background? What's going on?
I don't know if the salty... What is it? The salty dog?
Salty Binked.
If that is the kind of venue that has minstrels.
I'm putting back onto you if you want us to be.
Sure, yes, there's minstrels. Yes, of course there's minstrels.
Yeah. Is it upscale or downscale? Like there's not much upscale isn't really upscale.
Well, one of my passions is station, and that's 15, so I think I'd say upscale.
Okay. So pretty much the best you could find would still be what you'd consider pretty low or low to medium. But that's still probably the best you can find. Yeah. And like there's people around. You're seeing a lot. Like you're seeing with everything. Is anyone playing? Is anyone like wanting to like add to the singing and doing a singing role or a playing role?
Let me just check my sing. I'll give it a good old sing.
I'd sing as well.
So you have a 16 or 6 from Zaraeea out of
7.
Oh god.
Oh no,
And
that's not.
Is that just off key or is it drunken? Like how badly is Quenheld failing and why?
It's off key, but I don't know it's off key.
Okay,
we're just going with it
because you rolled a 15.
Yeah.
Out of what?
Out of 8.
Oh yeah. So that's pretty bad. But you don't care. You're just off. As you said, you're off key, but you're yelling. We're
having a good time.
Okay. The drunken knight's getting into it as well.
I hope your axe hits better than those notes do, Lady Quenhild.
We'll show that red team tomorrow how hard my axe can hit.
Excellent.
But tonight we drink, says that the drunken knight who has a red armband. He's going to be drinking a lot. Are you going to cut him off?
Hell no.
So you just keep it up and keep it up.
Hospitality is a passion.
It's a thing. You see a couple, like you see an elderly knight who didn't come in with you. It looks like a hedge knight from somewhere. There's a lot of knights, a lot of knights from all over England. A hedge knight you don't recognise. Probably in his 50s, 60s. Come in, he seems to be talking to the tavern owner. With him seems to be a younger knight. There might be family resemblance. You're not really sure. This younger knight looks like they've only just been knighted. Like they're right on that 17, 18-year-old type.
Can I roll a recognize?
You can roll recognize. And this is exactly what recognize is for.
Keep rolling the 6s. 6 out of 8.
6 out of 8. Well, you don't know the knight himself, the elderly knight himself. You do notice, yes, there is a familiar, as in family resemblance between the two.
He has no heraldry or anything like that.
There is heraldry, but you don't like. You'd say it's northeast, and that's like you're not really 100% sure, but it's like it would be northeast. Like it's not always 100% like of like exactly who they are.
But I recognise where that heraldry would come from.
Yeah. And absolutely, you can also recognise instantly, like, yes, there's like the two heraldry that you see. There is a family resemblance between the younger and the older. That there's a link between the two, and also family resemblance between the two. And the younger knight does have a red armband. The younger knight does have a red armband, and as you recognise that, as you're going through that, there's a bustle. So there's a commotion at the table. A youth seems to be scrambling with a beggar. Lady Quenhill, you're bustled. You're singing for a moment, hits the right key accidentally.
Oh, nice, perfect.
As you're jostled by this young man and by this youth, and what looks to be a beggar that bustled you and the table. The younger knight strides over, says, "Oi, what's the meaning of this? Disturbing these gentle folk," and gives the young lad a cuff over the back of the head. "My apologies for my squire. He's never been in a big city. Obviously, he's grown overexcited that the beggar's long gone, ran from the building."
I say, no bother here, my good knight. Would you care for joining us in a beverage or 7?
Next round is on me.
I do have to ask though. Can you roll a forgiving, or it sounds like forgiving roll here?
Yeah.
Or vengeful.
Forgiving or merciful?
Forgiving sounds like what you're role playing out.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Oh,
that's a crit success.
Ooh.
That's a crit success and a crit failure
at the same time. Yes.
It's so bad. I can't roll today.
So
it's
great. It's like, yes, no problem, as a crit success. Quenhild, though, critically failed. You were the one that was bumped.
You spilled my drink, you tiny half pint. This is a full pint. How dare you?
Are you also going to strike the young child? The youth?
No, because I don't want to risk losing the rest of my beverage. I'm very, very loving of my beverage.
Okay.
Whoa, my lady. I think you should not have to buy the round. I think this young squire will obviously be buying the rounds for all of us, and that should be a nice, equal circumstance here.
I want to actually point out station. Can you? I think it's station.
Yeah.
Can you do? Oh, not station. No, courtesy roll maybe.
All of us, or
no? I think it's Sir Avalok. I just want to check that I've got the right one because there's so many different weird skills that I'm not used to.
Well, station is a passion, while courtesy is a skill.
So yes, so it would be courtesy. I think it's courtesy, or
there's also stewardship.
Stewardship, yes, stewardship. I think is what we need here.
So that's a fail.
It's a fail. Then that is exactly what you said.
Yes, I know. I have no idea of his place, and he should. Although he's completely broken by us all the next round.
What you failed to pick up, and what others might realise around the table, or what Dame Coellens might realise, is that you've just charged the knight the rounds because the squire has no money. The squire has no possessions. The squire is only allowed the clothes on their back. It's the knight who is training them who is responsible for everything they do. So you've just charged the knight for the next round.
I know. I knew that when I first said it.
So I wanted to point that out. I wanted to give that, yes. So the knight walks across to the bar and starts opening up his coin purse and starts paying for the next round. The young man says, I'm so sorry. I was just trying to stop the, and he says this to Sir, like, I was just trying to stop the that cud from stealing that lady's purse.
Well, it's all in the past now, and I grab a pint and shove it into his hand and just go, skull, 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 skull.
He looks over to his knight, his lord, and his lord's father, who's walking upstairs now. And the rest, and then back to the rest of the table, who are also now joining in. The skull, 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 and he starts putting it to his mouth. And the Lord's just looking at him with, like, just glaring eyes as he drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. And as he's finished, the drunkard puts another one in front of him.
And I spark up the band and start singing again.
Okay. And the singing on and off key continues.
Oh yes, yep. Merrily. We're going to go for a break as we finish Act 1 and go to Act 2. This is a convention play game, so it's a quick start, so it's only very short today. So we'll go from Act 1 to Act 2, but we'll have a break in between before we go into the next day. Actually, we do need to do one thing though. We need to do a random encounter check in the city before we go into that, because that's a thing. Let's put it into the table, nope, we'll do it there. So for Zaraeea, for Dame tomorrow, while you're in the city, see if this is applicable. Okay, so how is this going to happen? That you get lost in the stinking waste of the city? Is it following
the freaking old man?
The mysterious old man? I think that plays out quite well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Disappears behind the trash can, and I can't ever find him again.
So you go down alley upon alley, and just like you see them and go and sing, and you get yourself lost. In this is massive. It's the biggest city in the realm. We'll go for Oblivion.
Oh yeah.
Well,
sounds
that's
about
applicable.
right.
A strange
That's
host
exactly what I did.
food,
That's exactly what
cheer,
I did.
sufficient to grant you +5 for the next roll or skill trait. Next trait or skill.
Seems applicable. Yep.
Yep. And we'll move to Dr. Oblong. By the way, I'm manually rolling this, so you guys are seeing this just before I do. Again, and
Very good.
it seems
We had a great time.
It seems that you get the same. A stranger hosts you free food and good cheer. I would say that the other knights also put in, and like it's a great.
It was just a good time in a pub, hanging out with my night bros and gals.
Time. Yep.
Meanwhile, Dame Tomorrow gets back late to the encampment outside the city after getting lost throughout the city on numerous occasions, trying to follow this mysterious stranger. Whereas Dame Quenels and Sir Avaloch, with a whole cadre of knights and squires, arrive again late to the encampment outside the city.
But we are well sated, and I think that the minstrels definitely have come back with us, and we're being the noisy neighbours around someone's tent. Still drinking as we get back there.
We have to be like, no. I feel like that's a bit. I'm too freaking Valorant. My first idea was
you can't act
an arrow at them to get them to shut up.
You can't act against.
But like, no, I'm too nice. Apparently,
you can elect to act against your nature, against your traits. You may be called to do a check for that trait, which then you can actually go one way or the other. It's always up to you. Your trait doesn't always dictate. You can go against it. So if you are honourable and you do something, you can be dishonourable. You may be asked to do a check for that once you've done that action, and if you fail that check, you may then move one towards the other direction. So it's up to you. While they're guides, they're not permanent. They're not set in stone. They are fluid guides with these linked stats. So you can go up and ask them.
Now, I was gonna shoot an arrow at you guys, but that seemed unhonorable, so I'm actually gonna come up here and ask you guys to shut up so I can sleep.
At least we're not as loud as those that are in Camelot. What a wacky place that is, Camelot.
Oh, let's never go to Camelot. What a silly place. What a silly, silly place.
Yes.
I have to
Camelot's
push
so
the
terrible.
Brabalot.
So, you asked them to go down. How are you doing it? It's like, are you just yelling at them? Are you trying to, appeal to their good nature? Are you trying to appeal to their honor? How are you trying to do it?
I could appeal to their honor. I could just be like, honorable folks, can you please be quiet so those who have not induced in the revelry that you have a chance to be
The big
have
tournament's
a
tomorrow.
silent evening. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm literally gonna say that little speech. Just to be like, hey, very kindly, I'm not drunk. I don't want to be drunk. You guys be drunk somewhere else, please.
I'll ask for an orate to try to convince them.
Or is that courtesy?
Or courtesy or an orate. They're the
I think
same.
she's being courteous.
Yeah, you are being courteous, yeah.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. An 18 is a failure. The cheers get louder. It says, join us for our fun and drinking. We have debauchery planned for later.
I'm going to go join my horses.
What
Goodbye.
Not that kind of debauchery.
What kind of
You suck.
debauchery?
I'll give you this. Can you roll against one of your traits? Either, I think it was indulgent.
Yeah, there's indulgent temperate.
Indulgent temperance, or
So
chaste lustful,
God
or
dang.
generous selfish.
I think she's trying to roll on her temperance to see if she can,
So pick one, because one of those is going to move. I'll allow you to pick which one. If you fail this, one of them's going to move. So which
I'm
one?
gonna do
Looks like
temperate.
Temperance, because it's the 50-50. So you're trying to be temperate, so if you fail this, it moves. So you
Trying
get
to be
higher than
temperate.
10.
I'm trying to be a good knight.
Mhm.
Does things.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
The good night's going off for a good night
So,
of rest.
Move move your temperance higher by 1, and your and the other one down by 1. The indulgent down to 9. That because these while they're guides, they are also moving guides, and they will shift over periods of play. And so that's the thing. So we'll take a break, and then we'll have the sword tournament in the morning. And stick around, we'll be right back. And we're back. Hello, everybody. If you heard something about coconuts, you didn't hear a thing. Because I had to manually unmute people, and it's like I have to unmute before we come in if I'm doing it manually. So we might have just caught that. You didn't hear a thing. I'm not editing that one out though. Yes, I am. Which coconut?
Coconuts don't migrate. They just don't.
Probably carried by a swallow.
A swallow couldn't carry a coconut. It's too heavy.
African or European swallow.
Maybe if they had a branch, they tied it between them, two of them, they carried it.
That's just silly. Anyway, let's get back in. I just love the person cracking up the most is the person that hasn't seen the movie, but has quotes there. So just throw them out. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Just use them as much as we can. So hi, we're back. So are you good? Yep. Okay. In the morning of the sword tournament, the melee field is staked out that occupies several acres stretching between Northgate and Ludgate, with Watling Street and Fleet Street marking their respective northern and southern boundaries. The knights are divvied up into teams, denoted by red or blue cloth tied around their right arm. The knights, the player knights that is, are to be a part of the blue team and ride with King Lowen Grace of Camelard as their leader.
Camelot.
No, not Camelot. That's a silly place. We don't talk about Camelot. The silly place. That I've put it down of like what it is, so you can. I can't pronounce that. Was I even close? Camelard?
Mm.
Yeah, I was close somehow. At least it's not a fantasy name. These are real Latin names but they're Latin and they're Old English and they're horrible. So we'll get back into this. As you're going through your armaments, what are you taking to the mock battle? This is going to be a cavalry battle. How this works is the aim of this is to essentially capture the most knights as you can. The winning side has captured the most knights. A captured knight is someone that is knocked off their horse or knocked unconscious. That is what's classed as a captured knight. You have rebated weapons, so all weapons are doing half damage. And you are put into essentially a little bit of cohort. I cannot pronounce how they describe a cohort. I'll give you this chance of trying to pronounce this because I cannot. A
Conroy.
You essentially, this is a mass battle system, mass battle rules. So you're in small little convoy of 5 to 15 knights with retinue, as in with squires, who are non-combatants, and you are staying with your convoy. And how it works is that you actually pick out another convoy on the battlefield and you target them and you have a little fight against them. For if you're usually it's 1 round, but if you're on horseback, I'll explain why, but it's 2 rounds, and then you choose someone else and go to that and whatnot. That's how mass battle system works in this system. And you just so happened to be picked to be a part of King Leon Grace's force himself. So he is leading your convoy, and he's just the 3 of you plus the king. Because usually this should be like a 5-player game, but hey, we got 3, so stuff it. Everything else scales to how many people you in your group.
It's all right. We're badass.
You're badass.
Yeah. I'm the size of 2. It's okay.
So, you have your lance or spear, and what other weapon are you taking? Mind you, lances can break.
I am taking with me my lance, my arming sword, and my spear.
Spear can also be used as a lance, but it's harder to couch under your arm, so you get a -5. Also, they get a +5 against you because you can't really couch it as properly if you're using it as a lance. Same Quen Hills.
I would have my lance arming sword and have my squire have my great axe.
Okay. So you can call
In
for a
case.
weapon. That they can say, I need this, and have a weapon caddy give you a weapon. That is
Like
a
golf
thing.
clubs.
Yes, exactly.
Zaraeea, what's
How
Dame
many-
Tamara?
Weapons. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have my bow.
That's not really how this is going to work. Because in the pre-show,
Okay,
you're like,
lance and
I'm going to
sword.
shoot people. I'm like, we might have different
Lance-
ideas here.
Lance and sword, and also a dagger,
Okay.
just in case.
Well, dagger's a tool rather than weapon, but either way.
I have it as a weapon.
Yeah. So as you're getting armed up, and it takes like a good 20 minutes to half an hour to get yourself armed up and get yourself into armor. Your squires are working hard to get them. We haven't named our squires. We haven't asked about our names.
My squire's name is Puglio.
Puglio.
Mm-hmm.
Dane Coelholds.
Squire Yasmina.
Yasmina. You sound like yes, ma'am.
Yes,
See?
Mina.
I have a girl squire, and her name is Newt.
Newt. Wait, have you been watching the Alien movies?
No.
I was
Oh,
once
okay.
turned into a newt.
So,
I got better.
we also haven't asked about our horses. Like, you have a retinue of horses, but we're only going to focus on one. Your war horse. War horses are usually huge draft horses. Like, their breed in itself, they're massive and huge and strong.
Yes, I have my charger. And he's called Dog.
Okay, we got Dog.
I'll go next. I also have a large charger, and his name is going to be Windfall.
Windwall or Windfall?
Windfall. Sorry.
Okay. And Dame
I'm looking
Tamara.
up. I'm looking up other types of lizards that aren't newts.
Gecko.
A newt is not a
Um,
lizard.
This thing, I have a large horse. Its name is Salamander. I just call it Sal.
These are both amphibians. They're not lizards.
Well, it's fine. At least it's matching. It's all matching.
At least it's matching
Look.
accidentally.
Everything I
Oh
own
my
is named
God.
after some type of amphibian or lizard, and Newt fits the vibe so well. I took them as a squire.
Okay. So as you're getting like saddled up and getting ready and getting armored up, and it takes it takes a while. You overhear one of the other, like you overhear. Oh, actually, can we get a awareness roll, please?
From all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
No.
I got 4.
Out of. Oh boy.
No. No.
boy.
No. No, you can't.
You don't know anything.
So was that a 4 out of 10?
Yeah.
A 12 out of
10.
10, so that's a fail. And a
20
critical.
out of 5.
Okay. So
Out of 5.
No, you can't.
so with this, your helmet is like the padding of your helmet is on the wrong way, and like the helmet's not fitting, and you're having trouble getting it on, and that's kind of why you're distracted, and you can't really get, like, you're not noticing in the distance.
Stupid big head.
Yeah, well, I think it's the hair. Like, it was, braided, not plaited. I don't know. There's something in there. In the distance, another knight. Wait, who said it? Okay, in the distance, Dame Tomorrow sees a young knight admonishing his squire.
Very hungover, Squire?
Well, she can't tell. But she's never seen this young knight before. Because she didn't go out drinking.
Yeah.
Could she recognize that he's drunk?
Did you get this tiny child drunk?
Those were the
I'm looking
days.
at you. I'm looking you in the eye. Is it a hangover, like 10-year-old over there?
Maybe 13.
That's totally different.
Look,
Hey,
It may
that's
be
almost legal.
medieval
That's
England.
almost
Yeah,
legal. in Europe.
that's an adult in those times.
no,
and
it
that's-
may be medieval England, but even then, they waited till 16 for this crap. How dare you?
Well, he shouldn't have bumped my fair lady Gwenhild.
So you spent more money on it?
No, I don't remember paying a cent.
Despicable. Look at him. Look how pathetic he looks.
Do you
Yes.
want? Are you going
And
to
he's
try to
on the other
interfere?
team. Excellent.
Are you going to interfere? Are you going to inquire about what's going on?
What exactly is happening? Repeat again.
Well, it looks like a young knight who you haven't met is admonishing or is essentially abusing, upbraiding is the word here, his young squire. But you don't know any details as of yet unless you go closer and inquire.
I'll get a bit closer. I'm too freaking honorable and generous to let this young kid
But you are suspicious.
yelled at. Newt's gonna come with me. Come on, Newt.
You are suspicious though.
I am suspicious. I'm still gonna walk up.
You
Would
walk up.
I eventually notice
No.
what's going on?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, you have way too much trouble with your helmet.
Yeah,
It's
no way.
Very small.
You can't see.
Shrunk in the rain, in the morning fog. The
Damn thing
metal
always never fit.
shrunk in the anyway. You approach the enemy camp, the red camp. They're pretty much intermingled. It's not this or that. And as the young lad runs off, stumbles and runs off, and then stumbles and runs off, doesn't seem to be fleet of foot at the moment. Seems to be a bit off, so to speak. Could even say, oh, no, might be hungover, but nah, too young for that. The young squire, the young knight is there, resplendent in like new armor. Everything looks really brand new in the campsite. You see an old man who has a sword at his belt, but not in armor, not with the armband or whatnot. He seems to be
My old man?
no, he seems an older man,
Okay.
but he has a sword at his belt, so maybe a lord or a knight. But he's not armed up. He doesn't have the armband ready for the tournament. But this younger knight certainly is. That's the description of the campsite. As you approach, the old man looks at you and then goes back to what he's doing.
I would have asked if you needed any help, but it seems you've scared off your own squire all on your own.
Not scared off. The young brat got drunk last night, partying. Cost me a
Isn't
fortune.
he a bit too young for that?
Yes, but he got himself into trouble. And it cost me quite a bit of coin. But everything is good if he can get back in time for the tournament.
Where'd you send him?
Back into town. We were staying at the Salty Bint last night, and the young idiot left the sword there in the room.
That's trouble.
Yes, it is. I'm not going to be able to. I'm not really that skilled with an axe, but I guess that's going to have to do if he doesn't make it in time. Axes do seem to break when parried against sword.
Well, they got much less, blade length and a lot more handle to get a hold of.
Yes, and an axe isn't really a knight's weapon. He doesn't seem very valorous at all, this man.
The old man is just ignoring the conversation, just hammering some bits of armor together and some final touches.
Well, how far away is...
The
Hey,
city?
GM, how far away is the inn from here? I'm trying to calculate in my brain how long it's going to take for that kid to run from.
The distance is the distance of plot. Whether he makes it or not is up to me.
Gosh dang it.
Plot distance.
That's pretty much it. And as you ask the GM that, you see the crowds on the battlements of like the town wall, essentially. And you start hearing trumpets play on the town wall and the last preparations of everybody finishing up.
Well,
Damn helmet.
Hey, you're lucky I'm not giving you -5 for the next roll.
I had +5.
Well, we had +5s on our, but a 20's a 20, mate.
Yeah.
20's a 20.
Oh, so that means I would have succeeded in the awareness.
We can use it on the next one if you like. So you go back to the
Yeah, I prefer
your
not
campsite
succeeding.
to find out the damage that you did.
Yeah, I don't want to have to try and remember who they are.
Who are you?
Okay, so we'll move to the where are we? I've got stuff here to read because there's so much written things I need to describe. Okay. So the trumpets fanfare start on the town wall, which is the time for battle, time for the battle to commence. You start forming up in your whatever that's called, Conroy. Your cohort.
Convoy.
You start forming your cohort. It's only a small covert of yourself and the one of the kings. The King Leon Grants. How this works, like, you see all the cohorts, Conroy, start forming on the other side as well, and you start going, okay, who we want to try to fight? Who's which part are we going to try to like?
Well, to figure that out, I have a plan. I'm going to ride past like all of their Conroys, and I'm going to yell out, "Your mother was an hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. I fought in your general direction."
Battle roll, please.
A battle roll?
Yeah.
That's not an orate.
No, battle roll. Because you're trying to find out who to fight.
Yep, sure thing. I have the worst battle skill.
16 out of
5.
Ooh. Okay, well it's a fail's a foul. What's Dame Corell's tactical? Like who are you trying to? Like how are you trying to figure out who to fight? Are you trying to shoot high or shoot low or shoot about the same? This is all about honor. Well, actually, for people with low station like yourselves, this is about honor and getting honor. Like for people high up, this is about actually who's going to be king. But gaining honor it's important who you're trying to target. Do you go for someone low who's going to be easy, but you might not get much honor for hitting down?
I would look to fight someone of a similar size and stature.
Mm-hmm. And what's your pride again?
I have 14 in proud.
Okay.
16 in valorous.
Yeah. So can we have a battle roll, please?
Oh God.
An 8.
No. At a 5.
Dane Tomorrow, you've got a voice in this. Where do you want to try to guide the troop, the cohort, the Conroy?
Hmm. Whoever they didn't.
So you
Wow.
can aim high, you can
Yeah.
aim low.
She's
Or you can,
even prouder than
I'm pretty proud.
Penguin, so
Probably go just straight on.
well,
yes.
wouldn't pride be
aim high.
high?
Oh,
Yes.
high. Yeah.
Yes.
Aim
Size
high
of
with a
two.
bow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my bow. I'm not allowed to bring it, apparently.
It's not an honourable thing. For like, this is an honourable battle.
I did not.
So we got
I
12.
balanced 8.
12 out of 8. Okay, so you all failed.
Nice.
Oh boy.
None of
So it
I
means
haven't passed
I get
the
to
roll
pick.
yet.
Yeah, well, it means the king gets to pick.
So
Surely
it means I get to pick.
the king gets to pick, and surely he's got a great battle knowledge.
So, like, if you pass, like, there was a thing. So, I think you find a group out on the battlefield, and I was just going to find and pull up their stats. I think that's the one we need. Yes, it is. You find a group out on the battlefield who they look like they're the same size of you in the size of cohort. So it's only another small group, and look about the same. They look like stern men. They look like people from like, a little bit from the north. Their armor looks a bit archaic, but they look like they're built big enough to give you at least a challenge. The banner that they have has 2 letters on it. 2 letters only. N-I. You have challenged
Knights who say
the knights who
"Ni."
say "Ni."
How
And it is
dare
this. We asked for we need a morale for the group. The morale kind of indicates like how long you can stay in the fight for. So can we get essentially a what have we got here? We need to have a actually no. Why are you fighting? That's also a thing we need to ask for. Why are we fighting?
Because my lady told me to.
Okay. So your passion is because of fealty to your lady?
Yes.
What's Dame Quillen's passion? Like, why are you fighting on this day?
Oh, for honor.
For honor?
To show that my strength is that of many men.
Does Sir Avalik even have a reason to be here?
Yeah, to prove that all this idea of kings and stuff is stupid, that if I'm just a badass fighter, I'm going to be the king. So screw all you royals.
Okay.
And my own honor. I have a big honor in my passion.
Despite?
Okay. And so what numbers do they come out as?
15.
15? 15 and
15.
15. Okay.
Let's go.
So your morale is essentially 15, which is actually pretty high. It means that you can last long, but that can also be dangerous. Also means you can attack very high up people, which can also be dangerous. So, also when you come into battle, I do need to say this: you actually have to choose a stance. But because you are all on horseback and you're charging in, the stance is valorous stance. That's just a thing. But generally, if you're going into battle, you have to choose a stance. But that's already taken care of. So the battle starts. The trumpets roar, the heralds roar, and your king, well, the king you're fighting with at the moment, says to arms and let's go, and we point at the knights that say "Ni." So we don't actually really need a turn order because it's going to be on horseback,
I mean, there's no real turn on. Turn on is usually just done by dex, whoever has the highest dex. So we'll go down the line. Zaraeea, do you try to go for someone higher, like someone who looks bigger or less, or where do you, like, what type of skill are you looking at on the person that you choose?
Well, I have lance in hand.
They've got lance. The initial is going to be all lance. Yes.
All lances, yep. Like, I know that the other two knights here have bigger egos than I do. So I'm just gonna let them choose their targets and mop up whoever's left.
Okay. Dame Tamara, do you go high or low or equal again in the cohort that you're facing? You go for the leader. Okay, we go for the leader. Dame Coelis, there's middle or low?
I'd hit middle.
Middle.
The biggest guy who's left.
So Zaraeea goes for the lowest. Okay. We'll go for Dame Tamara because you're eating. No, we're going. That's mean. We'll go for Dame Coelis. Okay. So you charge in. They strike as well. We need essentially an opposed lance roll, a charge roll essentially. So you've got that one. What did you roll?
Well, I rolled 11 and my thing is 12.
I was going to do. Oh, okay. We'll do Zaraeea then first.
Oh, I thought you said my name.
Right.
Oopsies.
The 8 is from Shay. Is that right?
No, that was previous.
Previous. Okay. My mistake. Okay. So, Zaraeea, you got an 11 out of 12. And they got a 16 out of 17.
So it's both successful.
Both successful, but they did beat you because they got higher. So they got a success. You got a partial success. These damages are going to be halved, but that's 66 that are going to be halved. So we'll do 3d6 for the lance strike as the half damage. 12 points of damage. How much armor do you have? Do you want me to look?
I don't know where it is on the sheet.
Armor, I
It's in
believe, is in
other.
the picture in other.
Oh, I got 10 plus 6, so 16.
So that's with your shield. So 16. So 12 damage doesn't really do damage to you. But you cop a big hit. You can do damage back as well because you both hit. Also, you do need to do I believe you need to do a dex check though. Wait, no. Okay, if that's your dex check, then you pass that. Then you do your damage hit. Okay, so you don't fall off your horse. Actually, that should have been yeah. Either way, you don't fall off your horse. You're still riding strongly. You do your damage back.
17.
17.
No, it's
Half that.
half that.
Yeah, half that.
Half
Okay.
that.
So that's okay. That's not enough to get through the armor. But you don't cause a horse riding check, is what it should have been. And both you scoot off each other and disappear. Do you want to stay fighting each other and draw melee weapons, or do you want to just disappear off and do a second charge?
I want to hit him again.
So
I'm too prideful not to.
Are you setting up the next round as a lance strike, or are you setting up the next round of just like, I'm here now, I'm just going to fight with weapons, with hand weapons?
I'm gonna do Lance again. Okay,
so you ride off to turn around to then come back, and gives you also a chance of changing targets. OblivionShay with Dame Coelons.
I'm getting closer,
Yes.
but I'm just mumbling all the best. I'm not getting close. I'm just mumbling it.
Quenhilda.
Quenhilda. It's not Quenhilda. There's no D.
There's a D.
Where?
There's no A, is what he's trying to say. It's just, yes.
Either way. Oh, Quenhild. Oh, that's an S on mine on the overlay. Yes, Quenhild. Yeah,
It's so
it's the text. So, you chose the one below, didn't you?
Yes, the middle one.
The middle one. Okay, so Dame Tamara was the okay. So you charge in. You
Nice.
9 is a pass, I believe.
Yes, I have a charge of 12.
Charge 12. With 3 is also, but you got higher.
Yes. Aha.
So do damage.
Yes, 3d6.
That's
No.
not going to be enough to actually knock them off their horse. And they do damage back, but they don't get the chance to knock you off the horse. So 11 is just absorbed by the armor. So Avalok, the worst of the lot. I think you were targeting the lowest of the lot, I believe.
Well, no, I took whoever was left.
Which was the
It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
Which was the lowest. There we go.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, so I have
You
a
passed.
pass because I have a 15. I'm obviously the best.
15.
Yeah, I'm the best.
Wow.
I'm the best jouster out of the group.
the smartass is the best jouster.
Uh-huh. But
they
and
fail.
you,
They
yeah.
clearly fail. So do your damage. They will be falling off their horse.
Wow.
So they will be falling off the horse and taking an extra 4 damage to that 6. So you hit them and they lose control of their reins and they fall off the horse. They don't take damage, but you've just taken a captive.
And as I hit him off, I go.
Okay. Do you want to try that again slower without the
It
breaking
didn't
up of
come
audio?
through.
Didn't come through.
Not
Try
nothing
again.
was like
No.
water.
Okay, I'll say it quieter. Point.
And as you say that, the banner is lowered. And the second banner is pulled up. Eki Patang Su Boing. They're no longer the knights that say knee. And the person on the ground says, it's merely a flesh wound. Look, I can get back up on the horse. And the horse just tramples him. And he runs off.
And then I just turn to my other knights and go, it's one to me.
You can mark that down as a victory. So round 2. Now there's one less enemy than there is you.
Mm-hmm.
So can I get a battle roll as well?
Oh, of course.
For no reason at all.
Nope.
No, and
No.
no. Yep.
No. That was
Um,
only 2 no's.
Yeah, no, we need one
We
more.
still want more. From Zaraeea, I believe.
Yes.
There we
It's
go.
going through.
Oh, okay. 10.
So that's a no. Okay. So I'm just looking for a critical in this sense. So you can choose your opponent again. It's high or medium. So Avlock, are you just waiting for the?
That was the low one?
Yeah, that was the low one you took out. 'Cause
Yeah,
you
and only
went-
with a crit fail.
Yeah.
Ah.
My pride does not allow me to go for anything less but the high.
You drove for the leader. If you rolled a critical, the one of the kings could have been available as a target on the battlefield, but you didn't roll a critical for your battle. But you're going for the high, so you've got so OblivionShay. You also going for the high?
Oh yeah, let's go for high.
So
We already
Avalok,
took a captive.
are you
We
also
can keep
going for the
going.
highest? As your two
I just
compatriots are veering towards one target.
I'll go for them.
both hit him at the
I'll go for the
same
medium,
time.
and as I go past, I go, "Don't we already got one."
Okay, as you veer off to the same target. So we'll do Sir Avalok first, and then we'll do the double knock.
That's a crit.
That's a crit. It can be equaled, but a 19 is not. So do the damage, add I think an extra 3d6. So you might have to do 9d6 and halve that properly.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
So that is 13.
For the medium
Ooh.
one. Doesn't do damage past the shield though.
Wouldn't he also drop his stuff because it's a crit?
Well, it's not that. Well, there's ways of fumbling and having things damaged.
Okay.
But there's also a horsemanship check that I need to do because he did get hit solidly. And where's my horsemanship? Like that's also yeah. Where's my horsemanship? Okay. So he somehow stays on board. Well, no, okay. So you do knock him off. So you take out another somehow. You take out. I gave him -5 to the roll because of the crit. You knock another one off his horse, and he stumbles to the ground. And is like, that's not fair. Didn't even see it coming. But the other two are targeting the any cohort's leader. Who's got the highest dex?
10.
I had 12.
12 goes. Dame Tamara.
Battle is 8.
You won. No, not for battle. That's for the charge attack.
Oh, yeah. 15 for that.
They've passed, but they've only passed with a 1.
12.
So you just need to get higher than a 1.
Yay!
And still
I did
succeed.
that.
Yes.
You got 12?
Oh, no, you got a 6.
6 out of 12.
Okay, 6
I
out
got
of
a
12.
6.
Okay, so
Yeah.
6 out of 12. You hit. Do your damage. They hit as well. I'm going to do their horsemanship. So they okay, half that, sure. It's like there's a lot of 6s. Rebated weapons, they don't do much damage. And that's an issue.
13 damage though. Well, probably
13
won't pass his
damage.
armor.
Well, you guys have got 6. You guys got 16 armor, which is a bit of an issue. So it's hard to actually get past that. But you do hit them. They're on the horse. They hit you back. You don't have to do a check, but they'll do 9. So it's not getting past your armor. You get the hit. You get a solid hit, but not past your armor. But second attack comes in. Dame Coels. The two dames are just ganging up.
Yes.
It's like Castle Anthrax all over again.
That's a fail, right?
I believe so.
Yes. It's unfortunately a failure.
That's a hit. Not a critical, but it is a hit. So we have 3d6 and 5 damage. But please do a horsemanship, please.
Let's go.
You pass the horsemanship. The
That's good
horse is
enough.
struggling. And okay, so you turn around again for the third.
Oh wait, you can now change. You've had 2 rounds. You can change. Do you want to change who you're going after?
Isn't there only one person left?
No, you can change.
We can change
cronies.
groups.
You can change groups.
Conroy.
Yeah, Conway.
I'm determined to see this through.
You can try to go higher.
Your pride won't.
You can see the king off in the distance with
I need
bodyguard.
to get at least 1 kill before I go off for the main honcho.
King Lot with bodyguard.
I'm gonna get this guy down, and then I'm gonna go after the other one.
You can also see a cohort led by Sir not appearing in this game.
Well, then we can't go after him, right?
Well, you can.
Yeah.
They're just not shown.
But if he's not appearing, then we can't
Not
actually
here.
find him. Then he would be appearing. And then he'd be a contradiction of himself and disappear. Therefore,
Who knows?
not be appearing, and so then wouldn't
He's
be a
not Sir
contradiction.
Logic.
So where do you want to go?
5.
I?
And then after the guy I've been trying to kill this entire time.
Are you want to stay?
No, hell no. I ride off. Screw them and their stupid battle that they have not yet to finish. I've taken out 2 of the others. As these 2 have been mincing around with this idiot, I go after yeah.
You want to go after the king?
Yeah. I'm on a high. I'm ready for this.
So Quenhild?
Where does our king that's
got it
riding
that
with
time.
us go?
He'll follow with you.
Where do-
I just realized that one is sitting right in front of my face. The dice is like right there. So Quenhild, where do you want to go? Like, are you following? So Avlock just rode off, Let's and couched.
Is the king still with us, or is he
The
rode
king's
off
still
as
with
well?
you.
But he'll follow his bodyguard where we go.
But the king's going with Sir Avlock.
Well, I'm gonna ride off. This team is already broken. We'll
Yeah.
find a team that's actually worth our time.
Jane
By
Tamara,
me.
you're following your king and following your fellow soldiers.
The one who supplied the alcohol.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. I'm not doing it. You can't just leave me here.
And just got the double kill.
I mean,
Just
This
leave
person-
me
this-
here.
this person might be a drunkard, but my God, they can.
Oh my
they
god!
go with a lance.
Can he ride a horse
If I
and hit hard with a lance?
I feel like not defeating this guy would both be the
Dishonorable.
unarrogant and the cowardly thing to do.
Well, it's
I'm
not
gonna-
cowardly.
It's not.
You have
cowardly.
2 rounds. You can stay, or you can change. But you have
I'm gonna. Maybe I'm gonna go take out one of Lot's bodyguards to make it easier for for one
yeah.
of the people to go after the king.
so you go off with Sir Avlock to try to clear off the. Yep. Okay. So
I'm gonna clear the path because I feel like this would be good for our team.
But by the way, this is like an hour has gone in this battle already. Like this isn't just not just 2 passes. This is like multiple fights and whatnot, and you only have to roll like twice. But an hour has passed in this mass fight. You do have the morale to take on the king,
Let's do it.
so you start charging. I also like the people that lower station will couch their blows and like not really hit full strength because it's an honorable thing to do. People that have already had a position of honor, they don't hold back, but you charge those people.
Yeah.
Can I get a battle roll, please?
We've got to
Unless
hit one of
you're
these.
targeting the bodyguard, I will ask for a battle roll to see if you can find an opportunity to target King Lot.
I would also be hitting a bodyguard.
Okay,
we're
so,
gonna clear the path for.
I was going to say this.
We haven't used that +5. Usually there's no assistance in this game, but do you want to do I'll say this. Battle roll from the other two. Any success adds to Sir Avalok's chance as you pick apart the bodyguard to open it up. So
I did not.
Dame Tamara failed. Dame Coels?
Oh God.
Benilde?
No, it's
No?
not. It's not there. It's not there.
So it just looks like we're all going bodyguards.
Sir Avalok? You do have that +5. Oh, you do have those +5s as well.
Yeah, but that's not gonna. That's
It's not enough.
My
And
battle is
what about your
5.
passion? Like, did you want to invoke a passion?
None of my passions really suit this. Right, I could do honor.
I mean, it's on him.
Nah, I think we just take down the bodyguards. We'll just fight our way to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you move
fight
in. You set yourselves up. We'll do this quickly. Dame Tamara. D20 versus D20.
Oh.
It's a crit, right? Are you a 12?
Yeah, my lance is a 12.
Yeah.
Take
I'll
some
do
damage.
your damage.
The 9d6.
9d6.
That's a lot of damage.
13
That's a
again.
lot of damage.
Yeah, again, like, can't get through the armor. Can't get through the armor, but there is a horsemanship chance of knocking them off their horse.
Oh,
They it's like hold on to the horse. They're good. They're okay. Dame Quellen. 15 versus 3.
3 out of 12. That's a good one.
No, you want as high as you can. Remember, Price is Right rules.
I was assuming that you failed.
On a 15? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is the king's bodyguard.
Yeah, this is the king's bodyguard, man.
Oh, there's a bodyguard.
Like, we're looking at
Where-
18s here.
We are also the bodyguards of a king right now, so I mean,
We're looking, like, they're looking at 18s to succeed. No, it's not happening. So they're going to do the damage. 3. Do that 3s. Okay, so it's not going to be enough. We go to the next one. So Avalok.
I also succeeded though, didn't I?
Yes, you did succeed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you will need to make a
Horsemanship, yeah. They succeeded more than you, so you're just doing damage, but it's the horsemanship check to see if you fall. Did you just fall with the 15?
Yes. Yeah, I fell. We're having a great time here.
so for the horse's knees.
I can't pass a single check to save
That's
my
okay.
life.
You also take 5 damage as you fall off the
That's
horse.
fine.
So Avalok, you just saw your compatriot fall.
Ah, damn
Take
it.
him.
Damn it. Oh. Oh.
Ooh,
Oh.
you went the other way there. That's a 20.
Mhm.
That's a 20.
Uh-huh.
So
It's my lance break.
it does.
Thought so.
Yeah. So I didn't care for the lens breaking before because they fell off the horse, but let's do this. 9d6.
Ow.
You might also be knocked unconscious. I don't know.
Oh,
33.
16 versus my 16.
So you don't take any damage. I don't know how, like, blunted weapons doesn't work, but you do take a horsemanship check.
Yes.
Being knocked off the horse. Oh, that was almost an 18. You stay on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's at that stage there's a commotion off to the side of the field where the knights have been taken across, the captured knights.
Do we need to do an awareness or something like that?
Would you like to do an awareness? Like to try to listen to find out what's going on? Something about like a squire is calling, because that's pretty much where the squires are taking the knights that have fallen.
Yep, that's a success from me.
Mhm.
I succeeded.
Success.
Oh my god,
Let's go.
successes!
Falling off your horse must have knocked your helmet, right? Finally, it's on strength.
Dame Quellis is being taken across over there, maybe, by one of the squires, because that's their job after the night's fallen is to take them across. And I think Dame Tamura did not pass with a 17. I'm guessing.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So where am I? There. Great commotion is the next section. That did not expand how I intended it to expand. So there's something going on in the sidelines. There was no critical successes, was there? No. Okay, I can close down those. There seems to be a commotion. Like you can't. One of the squires is yelling out something. You can't really get it. Are you going closer to it to try to figure out?
No, I'm staying in the fight, but Quenhild obviously is going closer to it.
Well,
since that's where
Quenhild is
Quenhild's
getting
being,
closer to it because you're being escorted.
yeah, escorted there.
With you're being escorted on foot with a squire on horseback and your horse being led with you. It's very, very humiliating. You hear the sword. He's drawn the sword.
My one job.
What job? Can I get a battle for Dame Tamara? Are you still in the fight? Well, you haven't heard this.
Oh no, she hasn't heard it, so yeah.
No.
I haven't heard.
Are you still going to try to distract, like try to take on the bodyguard, to try to get Sir Everlock to take on the king?
I didn't know this.
No, you don't know.
Do anything. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, it
I
is.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So battle, please.
Yeah, can we both get a battle roll here?
Yeah, we'll try Dame first. No?
Nope.
So you don't get any bonuses? You still have that +5 if you want to use it.
That's a success.
You kick out the king as he's turning, and you intercept. You start moving your horse.
Drawing my arming sword.
Arming sword, not lance.
My lance just got destroyed.
Yes. Drawing the arming sword. That's going to be more penal. Like they get bonuses.
Are you using your lance or your arming sword as a spear or as a sword?
You can't.
I can use my spear as a lance.
Yeah, but you don't get the
I could call for my spear, but like it's already a lower roll. Plus, it gets negatives.
Oh, so my arming sword shows that it can be used as a spear.
And I'm going to say, because you've already taken down 2, your squire is still over there dealing with the knights that you've already taken down in previous rounds because you've been so successful.
Oh, good for you.
Good for you. Jealous much?
We're having a time here.
Snarky mode. So
bad helmet day.
You line up. You've got your sword in hand. You know he's going to hit you with that lance, and then trumpets blare as you're mid charge. Trumpets blare. Do you stop? He seems distracted.
No.
You don't stop?
Hell no. I see my opportunity.
Free strike.
Yeah, so I charge in.
Do you stop mid-charge as trumpets blare? Zaraeea?
Would I notice the freaking trumpet?
Oh, the trumpets on the battlements, like that, something's going on. Do you stop mid-charge?
She's already freaking suspicious about something going down here. The minute she would notice that something's not right is going on, she'd stop everything and go towards whatever the frick that was. She does not hesitate. She would not hesitate to go.
So you're going off. You're going off towards.
I'm leaving.
towards the
I have
tower
a job
walls.
to do.
Okay.
Look, this is my one opportunity.
So have a look. The young smartass knight, landless knight that is too.
Yeah, I just work
Do
for a
your
watch.
do your attack
All right. So I have 14 in arming sword.
in arming sword. Yeah,
Damn.
it's an abated arming sword. It's still you strike the
So
unexpected.
Yeah, as I come in, I go, I don't want to talk to you no more, you empty-headed animal food trough wiper. And slap him with my sword.
Do damage, but either way, he's not expecting it, so shield's not going to be in part.
46. And half, so that's 5.
Oh, I was going to say you actually do damage, but no. With 5, you hit him, and like he wasn't expecting. He's distracted, so I'm going to have him doing riding check. I think 15's enough. Did I? Okay, no, I've got it here. His stats here. Oh my god, he almost failed that. He's only he's riding a 16, so one below critical, 2 below failure. So you hit the king, and the bodyguards just look at you and turn. The leftover bodyguards look at you and turn, and like as you see Dame Tamara right off towards the castle, I say right off towards the city walls to find out what's going on. You're looking around and everyone's stopped. Everybody on the battlefield has stopped. Most of them saw just what happened.
All right. I yell out, who killed the historian?
Can you like? I mean, we're going to be removing renown, or say glory for this, so I'd say -10 glory.
So that puts me on.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got like 2,100.
Yeah. Well, you all started the same, but this gets remembered as well. This would be. Oh yeah, I remember him. He struck the king. This will be a remembered history if you were playing a longer running game. Yeah, like dishonorably struck the king on the battlefield is what it would be remembered as. And it will be remembered because as Dame Tamara reaches the city walls, you hear that they drew a sword at the cathedral, and then the others are hearing on the battlefield, and you start seeing knights essentially following Dame Tamara, and start charging their horses towards the city gates. Dame, you're in front of the lot. I'm not even going to ask for a riding roll because you have already. That was your first instance. Your leader says, "Well, let's go, lads," and starts to spur his horse towards to gallop towards Fleet Street. Can I get a riding check, please?
No, because I don't gallop there.
You don't gallop? You don't care?
No.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about this institution, and he doesn't have a horse.
So
I don't have a horse.
Your horse is there next to you. It's being led by a squire.
I'm being led by a squire. If the squire is not going to check that, then I'm going to be following the squire.
It's a squire. Squires are like kids, so you can take it off the squire and just race off.
I'm following the rules of the game.
The games is paused, and knights are. People around you are racing past you.
Everyone's leaving.
Everybody is leaving the Eric.
Then, I'm going to take my horse back and ride if everyone else is leaving.
So do you push, like, do you force it? Do you do it politely? What do you, like, how are you doing it? It's more what I'm...
I'll kind of be like, come now, child. History is being made. Legends are being born today. And just kind of, like, point the squire towards the city as well.
That's kind of a weird way of putting it, but okay. So you get on your horseback. Can I get a riding check?
Yes.
I'll give you a little bit of a bonus.
Yes.
Still a
got
pass,
there.
but the what's your riding?
12.
Okay, so the bonus won't hit you a critical, but you're a little bit closer anyway. So you start riding towards the city. You had to deal with the annoying squire. So Avalok, the bodyguard look at you, but King Lot just like as a passing glance and starts riding away from you towards the city. Are you following, or are you just like what's the?
Okay, I'm gonna now charge my horse and do a horsemanship, and as I go past him, go tag. You're it.
As you go close to the bodyguard coming to start playing thing, and I think with a 1, they're not going to let you close after. And
Yeah, but it's not that I go to touch him because I hit him
Yeah.
with the sword. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying that's
are you
what I
just
was doing.
with open hands, you're doing it.
No. As in the last time I hit him with the sword, that was the
Oh.
tag.
You try to bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You try to bullshit. Is there a role for this?
Or I'm just being wisecracking. There's orate.
I don't think orate's really what you're doing there. I don't
There's
think
deceitful,
There's compose.
which is
so that's
a trait.
composing poetry and composing literacy and
That's not composing a lie.
composing notes. It's not composing a lie.
Intrigue.
No. Although maybe no. Intrigue's figuring out a mystery. You just do what you did.
There's deceitful and honest.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
more of a trait. It's not like a skill.
Yeah.
So you roll like you just like you slap him back, tag you and try to race off. At the front, like you get there later than the others though.
Mm-hmm.
So Dame Tomorrow, you find yourself, like you all find yourself, but I'll tell you kind of how you find yourself. You find yourself squashing your way through the gates. Like Dame, you go through the city gates with no problem at all. The others behind you are pretty much squashed in. Dame Quelled, you like have to squash through the city gates with everybody trying to get through with their horses. Like the city gates are only like was it about a wagon wide, and you got multiple people on horseback trying to push their way through. Once you get through though, the city streets open up, and the claustrophobic nature of the gatehouse expands out. So have a look. You are way at the back. You're waiting at the gate just to get in, where everybody has pushed through. You're waiting. Behind you feel the glare of Sir Lot's bodyguards in the distance.
I'm just asking if anyone has a drink. I want to toast the new king.
Okay. Of the other knights around you, you don't really get much of a response as they're all just trying to push through. Even Circumstance, the drunken knight, is further ahead of you. Oh, sorry, not so. Sir Kel is further ahead of you. Circumstance is someone else. But so you're pushing through. You find yourself eventually at the gates or the steps of the St. Paul's Cathedral or the Basilica. With Dame Tamara pretty much right at the front of the crowd. You see, you see a young boy standing on top of the steps with the stone and the sword. The sword is still in the stone, and a crowd of peasants yelling out, "He pulled the sword! He pulled the sword!"
I am going to ride Salamander up to the as close to the boy as I can get it without like being like in his friggin' space. I'm going to look down at him and say,
You ride through the crowd.
"Yeah, I'm not hesitating. I'm going as close as I can."
Can I get a horsemanship?
Horsemanship. Yep.
or station. Oh no, horsemanship in this.
I have a 15 and I just rolled a
14. Okay. Again, high is good. So you push the horse through, and the horse doesn't, like, it's a war horse. War horses bite. So, like, it knows how to nudge through a crowd, and it doesn't like people, generally speaking. So it knows what it's doing and pushes its way through. And you hear the clack of the horseshoes on the cobblestones. It feels wrong, but it's used to being in the countryside, and cities are so weird. You hear the crowd are calling out, "He drew the sword!" Like, who did? Like, that man there! And no one calls out, "Impossible! Only the king of Britain can pull the sword." As you move yourself up. So Quenhills, you're way at the back of the crowd. Like, when all this is going, you see Dame Tamura, he was in your cohort, like right at the front and pretty much right at the steps before you even get there. Are you staying at the back, or are you going to push your way through?
I'm gonna try and push my way through.
On horseback or on foot?
I'd go on foot.
Okay, how are you going to put it by foot?
I'm just going to try and muscle my way through as best I can.
Yeah, just roll a size check.
I mean, I will allow it as an intimidation.
I'm done with this horse stuff.
Yeah, Dame Quenhilda, you're huge. You just muscle your way through it. Jay, get out of my way. Sword in hand, and you just pretty much push them out the way. You make your way through. Dr. Oblong, Sir Avlak, you're way at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can see them up ahead. You can see Dame Tamara, like, pretty much at the top of the steps by the time you get there. You can see moving through the crowd is Dame Quenhild.
Yeah, I go the other way and go to a pub.
You go to a pub?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a different thing. Did not expect that one. Okay. So, you head off to a pub. Are you just going to get a drink and coming back, or are you just going there for the rest of the day?
Yeah. This is not.
There was two questions there. Yes,
I am getting a drink, and yes, I'm staying there for the rest of the day.
Okay. Sorry, my goblin says yes to a question, and like two alternative questions where yes is not applicable to either one. It's like, did you do this or did you do that? Yes. Great. So I'm kind of used to that. So you just like, no, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I'm over these traditions. This is all boring to me.
Mm-hmm.
I just got 2 kills and no one noticed. Everyone ran away. I'm pissed off. I am so pissed off.
Yep. So King Lot emerges from the crowd and pushes the young boy aside. If this isn't,
Zaraeea gets her haunches up.
If this thing's going to move, it'll move for me, he shouts to the crowd. Hand on the sword. Starts pulling and tugging. The old but large knight, who has a dent in the back of his armor where he was just got struck. Starts pulling with both hands. It's clear he's a powerful man, built like a bear, yet the sword does not move. He pulls into his hands actually slip from the sword, and he staggers backwards. "Let the boy try!" shouts the crowd. "Yes!" Others say, "Let the boy try! Give the kid a chance!"
I'm
going
let him
to
try.
ride up a bit closer and be like, "Yes, let's see him draw that sword again."
His sire, Circumstance, turns up. The young, abrasive young lord or young knight puts his hand on the child's shoulder and just motions to the sword. The young man looks back up and like, but while that's going on, a red-hatted, red-cassocked person comes from this crowd, puts both hands on the sword and starts pulling because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. He's manhandled off the stage, back to his comfy chair. The young child moves forward again, essentially encouraged by the crowd's efforts and by his sire, and the young child reaches again and starts to pull the sword, starts to draw the sword. Do you do anything? No?
Is it moving?
Do you encourage or do you discourage?
I'm
not
cheer.
discouraging him. I'm
Cheering for
looking
the
very
child.
like respectfully, like, go on.
Stab him with your dagger.
No.
This is open.
I'm cheering for the child.
The sword starts to move. Out of this corner of your eye, though, you see a large figure draw a weapon.
No freaking no. I'm gonna run my horse over.
As you turn to look, you see King Lot with his rebated weapon, his rebated sword, stride towards the boy.
My horse will not hesitate to run over that man. I'm going.
Are you using your
Immediately
horse
tries
to try
to-
to push the king out of the way?
I'm gonna like try and block him off and then like point my sword at him, be like, "Don't you dare move."
So, I mean, that's a horsemanship.
12 out of 15.
12 out of 15. I mean, this is a warhorse. Warhorses do bite and snaps and just wants to push it even further. The old king, large man as a bear, in full armor with sword in hand. The crowd cheers, his bodyguard do not. The king looks up at you and says, the king says, who are you to stand against me? I'm King Lot. You are nobody. Get down from this horse. Leave this area.
I am someone with honor, unlike those who stand before me.
So what's your so I mean I think you're on. I think everyone starts like 2,000 honor or something, or like reputation.
That's glory. Yeah.
Glory, yeah. You're looking at someone with like 20,000 plus of glory.
It's a
Like
lot
that's
of
the type
glory.
of like where
Yeah.
you're looking at standing there, and you're
He doesn't
standing
need
up.
to know who I am. He's trying to attack a child who's drawing the sword. I don't care.
What's Dame Queneld doing?
Oh, I would push forward and also be standing, like kind of
You're
like
up there,
joining.
yeah.
Yeah, I would also just kind of like be standing next to the warhorse, kind of imposing a human wall and blocking
Do
the
you
king
draw a
off
weapon?
from the child.
They've got their swords.
I've got my sword pointed at him from the horse.
You know you get a +5 for attacking from height. By the way, just as a heads up.
I would
case
have
it's
my
needed.
sword. I would have my sword drawn if others have their sword drawn.
Mhm.
They're like,
I'm
well, if
honorable
we're all
enough to
doing
give-
it.
Yeah, I'm honorable enough to give them a chance to put their weapons away before I strike.
The king strikes at you.
I strike back. Horse is gonna run him over.
So we'll do a quick. The king strikes, and you can strike back as well. You see him rearing up. So, what's your dex? 12, I think.
My dex is 12.
Okay. He's a 14. So he strikes at you before you even get a chance, like before you strike back at him. Let's do this of the d20. I've got. So that is 12 out of 22. And strike's doing. I mean, it's rebated and you're fully armored. So doing 12 points of damage. So that's enough to rock. You can strike as well, but I'm going to actually ask for a horsemanship.
9 out of 15.
For your strike or for your horsemanship?
Oh, horsemanship.
Okay, so you steady the horse, even with all the crowd and everything. You steady the horse, but he's hit you hard. You can hit back if you wish to strike at the king.
13 out of 15.
13 out of 15. Okay. Strike down. Actually, that's even better. That's like 5 better than that because you're hitting from height. But either way.
Okay. Do I hit?
You still hit, yes.
Okay, then I get.
Is that still the rebated weapon? I hope so.
What?
That was the weapon you took to the battlefield, which are
Yeah, I have my
rebated
sword and my
softened.
lance.
Yes. So you strike with your sword, doing half that. So it hits his arm and he staggers a little bit, and like Dame Quernhild, are you striking at the bodyguard? They seem to be backing up their king.
Yes.
I think you go first in this circumstance.
I have a 10, and I do not hit.
That is going to be a miss. And the bodyguard, that is going to be a hit.
I see a pattern.
Well, there's a skill imbalance here, I think. It's a little bit of one. It's not going to do any damage to you. Again, these are rebated weapons. From behind you, the crowd roars. Like the crowd's watching you and you're focused on combat right in front of you, but your crowd roars and you hear King Leongrant say, "The boy drew the sword. He is by right the king. No." Then King Lot again yelling, "No peerless boy will ever be my king." And you hear others going, nor mine, of other knights in the area. He says, I am King Logrance, and I kneel before the squire. And he says, as I am king, I offer. So he kneels before the squire. What do you do?
In the pub. So Avlok also says, nor mine. I would never own a horse that only has 3 legs. All my horses have 4. What are you talking about, mate? You're insane. He drinks his beer.
As she hears that, she's going to very pointedly away from the king, turn her horse around, run up, trot them over to
You're not that far.
boy.
Like your horse is like protecting King Lot. I say protecting the kid from King Lot. So you're between the two. You're like right there.
So I'm going to more pointedly have my sword and I say, I am Dame Mara, and I give my sword to my new liege.
Dame Quernhild?
I would kneel as well and be like, I honor the old ways and recognize you as king.
So I'm just going to do this.
I'm on the horse, so I can't kneel, but I can be very loud.
King Lot actually strikes
at Dame Tamara.
Horse doesn't bite.
No, just strikes at Dame Tamara with his rebellion bow. So, useless. I'll be back with a sword that won't fail me. And just drops his soft, like, blunted weapon and storms off.
Well, he's gone. I
With
can get off the
bodyguard
horse.
and other knights in the crowd also start storming off and start following him.
Well, I'm going to get off the horse now that he's gone.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be like, pat, pat. Just be like, stay here for a second. And I'm going to turn to the boy with, I guess, a sword in his hands. Be like, are you all right?
And we'll cut the scene and move to a tavern in the distance where a bunch of knights walk in and they look disheveled, and one of them looks at Sir Avalok, the king, and then sits down on the table and offers him a beer. And in the distance you hear, "Hail King Arthur! Hail King Arthur!" And then the door shuts and it's silent. And the minstrels start up again. And that's where we're going to end it.
Mhm.
Hail.
So,
What if I want to continue role-playing round table?
well, if you want to continue role-playing this scenario, you can go and buy the starter set, which comes out, I think, next month from Chaosium. I believe this is supposed to be the first part of that. Or I think 3 scenarios or 3 stories in that.
Disgusting.
And it goes
I
over...
self-insert
And it goes over...
into the round table.
I think it also goes over, 5 to 10 year time span of those stories. Because in Pendragon, you're not just playing like day by day, you're playing over many, 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 many years. So things change quite larger scale than just small little annoyances, essentially, in small towns. We'll do a quick break. Oh, I don't even think we need a break. But we'll do a quick cut and then come back and talk about like what we thought about it. So I'll say this: there was talk already in the break we already had after an hour of play of like this is good. So like we'll see. We'll do a quick break. I think we'll just run the credits and then come straight back off that. I think that might be the easier way of doing it. So stick around. We'll be right back and. We'll just have our little bit of a debrief, which we do for these things. So, see you soon.